Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I was listening to this clip of Mark Cuban, and it reminded me of something. When I heard him talking right here, and this is the second time I've heard him say it, by the way, he keeps talking about how people are focused on the prices of digital assets, and he doesn't say it this way, but what he's basically saying is that is the prices of the token or these digital currencies is a distraction. That's what he's saying. Listen to him, then I'll play you what it reminded me of.
When it comes to crypto and blockchain and stuff, how do you feel about that?
I think it's a big part of the future. Right. I really, really do. But I think people are looking at it the wrong way. People get really amped up about the price of the currency, cryptocurrencies, right? The tokens. And they think that's really what crypto is, but it's not. That's the noise, right? The signal is...
It's the noise. It's the distraction. I think what he's really saying here is that until utility kicks in, everything else is a distraction. And I think so, too. I think this market's going to look a lot different when you find out who's got utility. Here's the rest of it.
Start a business. How can I use this new technology to give myself a competitive advantage and disrupt an industry?
When it comes to crypto and blockchain,
here's where I first heard that kind of line. Glenn Hutchins, who is he was with the Federal Reserve of Boston, I believe. He's a Boston guy, venture capitalist.
Gotten into that, but we've just seen a huge meltdown over the past 12, 15 months. Are you still a believer?
So if we'd been sitting here together in 2002, we probably were. You would have asked me, the internet. We've just seen this huge meltdown in the last 12 to 15 months. Are you still a believer? Right?
Yep.
And so the answer is yes. Now the digital currency solution is the most important technological advance I've seen since the internet. It has the capacity to do lots more, but it certainly has the capacity to enable us to move anything of value around the world at the speed of light at no cost. It has three components. It has a token of value, which is called the Bitcoin. It has a accounting mechanism, which is called the blockchain. But the most important piece, which is one that people aren't focusing on, is the protocol, the underlying protocol by which we agree to conduct these transactions. So you use a series of protocols every day, and you don't even think about it. You don't think about the internet protocol. You don't think about the simple mail technology protocol. You don't think about the file transfer protocol. You don't think about the high text translation protocol. I can go through it. Right? You just make use of the technology and the protocols make it work. The people who really understand what's going on with digital currencies understand that putting these protocols in place, the blockchain protocol, the ethereum protocol, the the Ripple protocol, the Ripple protocol, the Ripple protocol, and then enabling those protocols to cause transactions to occur. And then those transactions can be defined very broadly as not just moving things of value, but anything that's got an information content, is extraordinarily transformative. The focus on the value of the token is distracting. And
I think Mark Cuban called it noise. Now, these guys at this level, they all know each other. I just wanted to illustrate this to you. Glenn Hutchins says scouts and angels affiliated with Glenn Hutchins, guys that invest with him. Mark Cuban would be right there. Glenn Hutchins is also a Boston Celtics owner. He shares that ownership with several other guys. Jim Breyer, I believe, was one of the early investors in Ripple. There's Mark Cuban. He owns the Dallas Mavericks. I'm sure all these NBA team owners know each other. Look at Zero Hedge. Gold hits 2,500 for the first time in history, ahead of Kamala's central planning unveil that will usher in even more runaway inflation. Here is Jack Mallers talking about what he thinks about Ethereum and where it will be in 10 years.
Let's talk about Ethereum.
Remember, he's a mega Bitcoin maxi, extremely naive.
Actually, another not authentic thing. You think it will exist in 10 years from now?
The market can remain irrational far longer than you can remain solvent. So I'm hesitant to say no, and I'm also hesitant. None of these things actually die. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know if the price is like, does Bitcoin Cash exist today? I don't know. You can make the argument that it doesn't, and it does, right? I guess it has a spot price, but no one gives a shit about it. So I'm gonna probably say it will exist, quote unquote, but I don't think it will carry much relevance at all, especially not compared to what it has today.
So the same with the Solana ETF?
Yeah, all of it. I mean, I think these things are an arbitrage on the trend is what I call them, where, are you familiar with an arbitrage trade?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can find a banana to my left and buy it for $1, banana on my right, I could sell it for 10, and I'm making $9 all day arbitraging. I think the arbitrage trade on this trend is you have a new technological revolution in Bitcoin. How do you monetize that? How do you arbitrage that? Well, there's a regulatory arbitrage and an informational arbitrage. I can create pink coin, mark coin, jack coin. People won't understand the difference. I can sell them a bunch of bullshit. And then regulatory arbitrages, being a shitcoiner is being your own central bank. You get to print money and sell it to the public generally, which traditionally is illegal. And so I think of these things as arbitrage trades. Arbitrage trades don't last forever. They're not innovations, they're not revolutions, they are short-lived trades. So I think the window, eventually you sell enough bananas for $10 and buy enough for one that they both meet in the middle at $5. So I think eventually the trade will be over and the opportunity to scam people based on a new technology trend will close. So I think that
My question for Jack is, would you call it a scam if there were 4 Satoshis and that the government knew about and possibly sponsored to create the thing, then they lied to the world and told everyone they did not know while guys like you pumped it up? Would that be a scam? Would it be a scam if Jack Mallers had no interest in finding out what Homeland Security was talking about, meeting with 4 Satoshis? At what point does that become a scam? When you're not looking, you're not even investigating the truth. This Amonix guy says, I think XRP will flip Ethereum in this market cycle, maybe even Bitcoin. Crazy bull run loading. I don't know if it's going to flip Bitcoin and Ethereum in this market, but I do think that if we ever get a level playing field completely, XRP will run away with the show just like it did in 2017. New York Stock Exchange announced in a filing that it's withdrawing a plan to list Bitcoin ETF options. Then we got this. Donald Trump has over $1 million in Ethereum and made over $7 million in NFT royalties according to to election disclosures. This one's a mystery to me. I can't understand. Here Donald Trump is. He's got all these bad guys from the party he's running against that are attacking him, trying to put him in jail, trying to do all these things. Gary Gensler's one of those bad guys, and Donald Trump issues an NFT. I was surprised Gary Gensler could have easily come out and said, well, you're selling the security, and started going after him for that. And he did it anyway. That kind of baffles me. Okay, check this out. Here's an interesting clip.
Let me get your take on crypto. There's a new report warning that Kamala Harris aims to maintain the Biden administration's crypto crackdown. Kamala has been reportedly working with 2 former Biden economic advisors who heavily opposed a bill that would have brought stable coins within the same regulatory framework that govern traditional financial services companies. Joe, where do you see crypto going in terms of the regulatory environment? I guess it really depends on November 5th, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really depends who wins. Listen, crypto is on a pro-liberty side. All over the world where there's crackdowns from authoritarians, the only way to get your money out and the only way to kind of move things around in those countries with the authoritarians can't control is with crypto. Crypto is a great outlet if the government does major inflation, destroys things. So people who are naturally authoritarian, they're going to be against crypto. And you see Gary Gensler running the SEC right now. He met with people who donated to the left. He's very against the crypto guys. He's being totally arbitrary and ridiculous against them. And you're seeing a lot of my friends in crypto whether it's the Winklevoss twins, whether it's other guys behind the scenes, step up and donate to Trump, donate to the right now in a way that's really amazing, because they're realizing, wait a second, if these authoritarians win, they're going to crush us.
Yeah.
And so this is a huge issue for the country.
Okay, is the world in for an October surprise in September? That's the question, folks. We're gonna in DAIXRP.com. We're gonna talk about that. We also have new unbelievable new body cam video. My question is, why does this stuff keep being leaked slowly? And think about how many thousands of iPhone videos are out there waiting to be released. Think about, I believe there's an iPhone video somewhere out there, the missing video that puts all of it together and proves that this whole attempt on X47, you know, that thing that we can't talk about out here. I think there's a smoking gun video, like the smoking gun of smoking gun videos, where it's like, this was staged, this was planned. We're going to show what we have in there, and people are waking up. Mainstream people are waking up and they're saying, wait a minute, what's going on here? They're calling for whistleblowers now. Mainstream people. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Let's talk about an October surprise in September. Here we go.